Hi family. I don't know if you've seen, of course, this video that was reported on social media about a school in Kenya, particularly in Nakuru County, and I think in Njoro, a primary school called Kenana. This is where a female teacher really embarrassed a pupil, a female child, when she noticed that she did not, or she was not wearing her undergarments. And what actually this teacher did was astonishing and embarrassing, that she actually took this child to the teaching boardroom and discussed and actually looked at this child, asked her to remove her trousers, school trousers, and checked that she did not have undergarments. To make the matter worse, she then went ahead to call her sister and did the same thing. And the teachers were laughing, saying they were actually worried if their own mother actually also wear knickers or panties. What a shame. These children do not come from a privileged background. They come from a very low income family, and this was ostracizing these children that they refused to go to school. Our question is, why would this be happening to a teacher? One of the things that, like Team Safeguarding, we are asking is for this teacher, particular teacher who started this issue, to be brought to justice. This school in Njoro, the principal and the entire leaders that were in that teacher's boardroom need to be held responsible for not understanding what their call is all about, because a teacher is a parent. A teacher is a teacher. A teacher is somebody that is entrusted children or pupils or students by parents, and they are given those children to go and teach them, to educate them, to nurture them, to guide them during daytime, so that children can have education and knowledge. Not to humiliate a child, not to embarrass a child, not to abuse. Actually, that is actually sexual harassment to a child. When you are telling a child to remove their longis ili uangalie kama hawana suruali, hawana panties, hajavaa panty na unacheka. What, you ought to be ashamed, and you happen to be a female. Honestly, watu wanavaa wakulete kwa mtandao tukusalimie. What is this? What is happening in Africa and in Kenya and in some schools? What is wrong with some individuals? I would have even you know what? It will never be any clean or good or whatever, even if it was a male staff. But at least it would have sounded something weird if it was a male staff. People probably would have thought this is, a male staff that's crazy. How is it that you are a female teacher and you are actually causing another female child to go through this? You think she would have wanted, she and her sister would have wanted not to wear panties? No. It's probably because of lack. It's probably because she didn't have any. But she cannot stop coming to school because she doesn't have knickers. As long as she's got trousers, trousers is even better than a skirt. At least even if she was to fall on the ground, even if they, whatever, at least she cannot be indecent. So even if she had a skirt or whatever, but even if she had a skirt, your job as a teacher is to support a child. Your job as a teacher is to take care of a child, especially be very understanding and be very caring. What you should have done, Madam Teacher, crazy one, I don't know, they call you Doreen. Doreen, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You shouldn't be a woman. You are a crazy individual. You are not supposed to. I hope you are not a mother. If you can treat other people's children like this, and you even go further, saying that you wonder even if or whether you wonder whether their mother actually also has knickers or wears panties. What had the mother got to do with children not having knickers or wearing panties in school? Why would you put the mother in that category? My prayer is that you are actually not a mother, and that you are actually not planning to become a mother, because you are going to be terrible. Kama unaweza kusubject mtoto wa kike to that kind of embarrassment, to that kind of humiliation, Doria, you ought not to be a teacher. Wewe unafaa kuwa unalisha mbuzi. Unafaa kuwa unaangalia mbuzi kwa malisho, because you shouldn't even be associated with human beings. What a shame. Doria, as a safeguarding officer, I am deeply embarrassed with your actions. What is concerning is that we have a principal of that school. We have a head teacher, whatever it is that they call themselves. We have the board of governors in that school. They have not said much. They have not come to issue a statement that they do not ascribe to what that teacher and those teachers did in that boardroom to subject those children into such humiliation and embarrassment. Guess what? So, sasa hawa watoto, they are at home, they are refusing to attend school because of the sheer shame that they are going to get. The after effects of your behavior, you teachers, and how that is going to affect their schooling life with other students. So they're now at home. That is a tick for you who is supposed to be educating our children. Sick, twisted creatures that are not supposed to be teachers. Honestly, to be a teacher is a career that is honorable, a career that is of reputation, a career that is godly, but your actions, I think you guys can tell nimekasirika. I am a father myself. I'm a brother and I have sisters. I'm a husband, I have a wife. Why, Doria, why? Why you and your colleague, teachers, would decide to put a child to such shame? Why? If there is anybody in Njoro or in Nakuru or any relative or any neighbor that has a picture of this Doria teacher and the school teachers, they need to share this kwa mtandao. Share it on TikTok, share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube. We need to see this crazy individual, twisted teacher that does not know what she's doing. She needs to be immediately removed. Her career need to be cancelled. Na kama kuna mtu ana mbuzi, ama ng'ombe, ama punda, ama pigs, amwandike kazi. And even those ones, I'm not sure she can be able to take care of pigs. At least pigs haziongei. Why would you be put to take care of children and to educate children if this is your mindset? Honestly, I am seriously disturbed. I wonder if that school has a safeguarding lead. I wonder whether that school has a safeguarding board. I wonder whether that school has safeguarding individuals that look at the welfare of the children. Because if this is the case, what Doria should, and the other colleagues would ought to have done is to look at why are these two sisters not wearing knickers? And they take it from there and they understand. I want to thank the fraternity of the well-wishers that have come, including Teresa Mamake Muraya and other people that have come to the rescue of those two sisters, and they've gone there with panties and pads and school essentials that these children need. My prayer is that these children will be okay to return back to that school. I'm not sure if that school is any more good for them because of the ridicule that these children will go. Bullying happens because of such things that are not the reason as to why those children went there. They did not cause that to themselves. Tell you what, probably you will find there's a big high number of girls that do not wear panties in that school. Only that unfortunately these two were seen. There's also a lot of boys, if that is a mixed school. Boys that don't wear boxers. They just have their kaptulas or trousers or shorts. But they don't have boxers. And it's not that they wouldn't want to wear. It's because probably of lack. And this is what a teacher is supposed to understand. Sit with the children, talk to their parents, understand their need, and support them. School should be able to have that. School should be able to have it is girls' knickers, basic pants. That if you notice a child does not have pants, you take them to some school, whatever, place, change room and all that, and you give them a knicker and you tell them to wear. That is how to safeguard and to protect a child, not to humiliate a child, not to be looking under, their trousers or whatever to see if they have them. No. What is... Where is the world going? Come on. So Kenana Primary School, the fraternity of the teachers there, you need a lot of training. You need a lot to understand how to deal with safeguarding issues. That was a serious breach of safeguarding those two children that you guys did. I am not sure those children now are worthy coming back to that school because of what they will be subjected to. Because children are children. They will keep mocking them. They will keep talking about them. They will keep calling them Nicholas girls. They will keep doing anything. You'll be surprised also if it's a mixed school, boys probably will start thinking they can start touching them because they don't have knickers. Everybody is probably going to try and do something we call upskirting. So all sort of things can happen because of what a teacher, an irresponsible teacher, did. Why? My prayer is that that teacher and those that were concerned will be quickly removed as teachers because they ought not to be teachers. I don't think training would help because there is a problem you can cause that goes beyond you being trained. I think that is somebody that does not need to come close to other people's children. Because if she herself was be the one that was humiliated like that, can you imagine if there's boys or if male pupils would have gone and grabbed her, because Doreen is a female, grabbed her when she's wearing a skirt or a dress and undress her to see that she doesn't have knickers. Because a lot of women nowadays don't wear knickers. Go on TikTok, you'll be able to see. A lot of women are even given money on TikTok. Here is 10,000 nairas. Here is 10,000 shillings. I just need to check and see if you wear knicker. If you wear knicker, take this. If you don't, I'll get my money back. A lot of them don't wear knickers. So, but this is actually a child that is not wearing knickers because of choice. Most likely, over 90% is that because of what we call lack. So why would you embarrass a child that is in lack? A child that is in need. You subject them to that. Honestly, I don't know what to say. My prayer is that appropriate action will be taken. And all those teachers that were in that teacher's boardroom ought to be ashamed of themselves. The school itself ought to be ashamed of itself because of allowing such kind of ethos. Definitely this is something that the principal or the head teacher or the head of that school should have sat with the board of the teachers and all that and explained to the teachers, if such a thing happened, this is the guidance. This is why I'm having problem with schools in Kenya, in Africa. They don't have safeguarding policies. A safeguarding policy is a very small document that can guide teachers and students and workers that work there at school on how matter safeguarding should be handled and should be dealt with. So an issue like that is an issue that is of safeguarding nature because, you know, it's about child wearing knickers. It's not like combing hair. Hello. So there is supposed to be a guideline on how a teacher is supposed to handle such a situation. Definitely from what has transpired, it does look like Njoro does not even understand what a safeguarding policy is. Does it? I would invite Njoro School to reach out to me for me to write them a simple, basic safeguarding policy for that school. Free! I won't charge you a penny. I will write a safeguarding policy for that school. Njoro, Kenana Primary School in Njoro, Nakuru County. I'm happy to write a safeguarding policy for this school on how students, including teachers and workers in that school, should be safeguarded from suffering any sort of harm whatsoever. Free. So anybody that will see this message, forward it to the principal, to the head teacher, to the whatever, to the board of governors of that school. Tell them Safeguarding Officer Jeff is willing to write a safeguarding policy that is going to protect, to safeguard the welfare, the needs of schools, pupils, that of teachers and of workers for free. Because definitely it looks like you don't have it. That is what I've gone to school for. So I can do that. So tafadhali, I hope this is a lesson to schools. that you ought to have a safeguarding policy on how to deal with such matters. Because it is embarrassing. Kama hawa watoto sasa their performance will become very poor. Itarudi chini because of humiliation, because of bullying, because of not able to interact with teachers or peers. Kila mtu atakuwa anawachekelea. No wonder they've not gone to school for a week now. For what? Imagine kama ni mtoto wako Doria. You teacher that was in that boardroom laughing and all that. Imagine kama ni mtoto wako. Imagine if this is your brother. Imagine this is your younger sister. Ungefikiriaje? What a shame. The times that we are living in are worrying and concerning. If this is the kind of mindset that the teachers and the educators have, we are heading on a wrong direction. Instead of going forward, we are going backward. That's a retrogressive mindset from somebody that went to school, for somebody that went to university. I don't know if, Doria, you've gone to university, or maybe you went to college to become an unqualified teacher, because definitely you cannot be a qualified teacher. And if you did, if you are a qualified teacher, I will highly question where you trained. Highly question where you trained. Because as a teacher, they ought to have taught you basic understanding of how to protect children. Basic principles, guidelines of how to keep a child safe. You definitely haven't got it. I'm disappointed. But please share this message. Let it get to the Board of Governors of Kenana School. And we have the Governor of Nakuru, Keheka. If there was things to be given, I'll probably give you -10. -10 if there was points to be given. Out of 10, I would go down to give you minus. The things that I've seen Governor Keheka do is just rubbish. The best that you have ever done is to go and give birth in USA, because the hospitals that you have there in Kenya are useless, according to you. Which is why Nakuru County has all these millions, all these billions of shillings. But you use them to fly to the USA to go and give birth there because you do not believe in your own hospitals in Nakuru. Or in Kenya, in that matter. We have children that are roaming in the streets. Mama Street Kids, a very good friend of mine, she has a program that she goes to feed the street children of Nakuru all the time. We have tried to raise awareness that you ought to work with this woman so that you can form a very good plan. And you happen to be a woman. And these are women. So Governor Keheka, you should have come out to talk and to protect these children. Nobody have seen you say anything. And this is in your county. So for me, you're not worthy to be a governor of Nakuru. Nah. Anyway, watu wangu, that's me. If any teacher feels that they have the guts, the audacity to come and respond to this video, you are so much welcomed. Now, ukitaka tukuje face to face with safeguarding issues and what happened down in that school, hata kama si wiko hapo, niko tayari. Let's go live. Let's do it. Yeah? Governor Keheka. Mama Street Kid, Nakuru, keep doing. Tick, tick, tick. Best thing that ever happened to Nakuru street children. Mama Street Kid. She's on Facebook. She's on TikTok. Mama Street Kids. She's on YouTube. Mama Street Kid. Check this girl. Doing a fantastic job in Nakuru. Feed the homeless. Sisahau to subscribe. If you find this on Facebook or on TikTok, please follow our pages. I will see you in our next video. In the meantime, endeleni kuombea watoto wa Nakuru, especially the two girls and her mother.